Hello, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing the first video of my series on the UCAT exam, and I have sat the UCAT 3 times because of COVID basically, and I have got many tips and things I'd wish I'd heard before doing it. So the first time I sat the UCAT, I was working 2 jobs in summer and didn't really put in the time. The second time I did it, I wasn't even going to apply because I thought I would just keep my place. So each time that I've studied for the UCAT before, I haven't really been putting in the time. I would say one of the first things is that in the UCAT, time really does make a big difference. Where I was kind of doing little and often, I would say long and often is better. Like people get to the point where they've done, 10 mocks, 2 hours long, 15 mocks, 10 hours long, and just getting used to the length of the exam is really important. So this video is going to be focusing on verbal reasoning, and this is always scored really lowly in the average of all the people that take the UCAT. I think the average like last year was like 570, so it's really low, it's really hard. It's the first section in the exam that everyone struggles with. This video is actually sponsored by Medify, and I have a giveaway of their live lesson classes, which are really amazing. Like, you are going to be taught strategies and things like that by UCAT scorers who have scored really highly and are involved in Medify. So my first tip for verbal reasoning is to know when to flag a question and guess it. So with the UCAT, all questions are worth the exact same amount of marks, so there's no point in spending 3 minutes on one question when you should be flagging it and moving on so that you don't run out of time. I love books, so I would definitely recommend reading non-fiction before you do your VR. Even things like history, it's probably a good idea to have more general knowledge, like World War I, World War II, the Cold War, the history of China, the history of the USSR, and history of some sciences, just kind of things like that are the kind of topics that are included in the UCAT. And from doing practice on Medify, you'll see the kind of question types that there are on verbal reasoning, and you can just see which ones that you find most aligned with you. Like for me, I didn't take history. I don't really like history that much, especially like war. If I know that there's going to be a really long war question that's like got loads of inference and summarizing the passage, sometimes you just need to flag that question, read, scan, and try and get which one is the most likely, and then move on with your life and do not run out of time, because VR is so time pressured, and you've just walked into the exam hall, you're stressing, there's people all around you, it's just like a really high pressure environment, so make sure that you do not run out of time. From that, I think it's really important to not just go bulldoze through like 100 questions a day and just keep on going through questions and questions without analysing what you're doing wrong. So with VR, there's the age-old question of, do you read the passage first or do you read the question first and like the answers? And the latter is definitely the better idea, because when you're reading the passage you'll know what to look for. And I think in all sections of the UCAT it's probably a good idea to read the question first, just so that you know what you're looking for in the paper. So when you're reading the question, try to be fast with it, like 5 seconds out of your 30 seconds. And anyway, so quickly skim through all of the questions and read the keywords that are in each of the answers. Say there's like a word, a number, a noun, a verb, something like that. So then you've got your keyword in your mind, probably like 4 keywords or maybe 3, something like that. And then when you go through the passage, be aware of like the paragraphing. So usually there's like an introductory kind of thing, and in the end there's like a conclusion kind of thing, so definitely take that in mind when you're scanning through. So another piece of advice is to practice speed reading. Stress of the exam, it can really slow down your reading speed, like you're hot, everything is just stressful. Put yourself in those stressful situations and start reading. Like on the bus, read, in public transport, read. With speed reading, it's kind of not about having an internal monologue in your voice like the dog is red. Instead you're just taking it in, you're not really reading it out loud. So that is kind of a skill that needs to be learned. It also helps to physically put your finger like on the screen and just kind of like go really fast. Also put your hands like on the screen as well to like help you not lose your place. And I saw that that helps people with like dyslexia and all of that, because honestly reading is actually kind of hard like when you deep it, but like literally just doing all these like things that will just help you read really fast. And when you're looking for your keywords, you can kind of use a zigzag pattern as well to get through the package. So implementing these specific reading techniques will really help you just get to that next level, and that will, I feel like implementing that strategy will help you really improve your mark. So when you're reading your passages, it is really important to make sure you're reading the questions correctly. For example, some questions might ask you exceptions or the opposite or only or most, things like that that really can throw you off, and it's really annoying if something's like really clear in the passage but then they mean the opposite of it. And also there's true synonyms like century, so instead of saying like 1900s it will say the 20th century. So it's just good to know that kind of thing in your mind, Roman numerals in your mind. With UCAT, definitely expect longer passages. If you get shorter passages, you're lucky, because in the real UCAT, you know, you've got an old computer, the words are literally blurry, it's stressful, the computer's slow, so do get used to harder questions. And I think with this section it's quite easy to just kind of think, you know, it's just reading, like I can't really improve that. But UCAT, some timing advice, I would say aim to be at question 22 with 11 minutes left, and that is using 30 seconds per question. And I really think it's good to know these kind of markers of how far you are into the exam, so that you can know if you have loads of easy questions left that you haven't even seen yet. It's better to have like seen everything than to have run out of time. So this has been my advice for verbal reasoning in the UCAT. I'm gonna make so many videos on the UCAT this week. So that is all on the verbal reasoning section of the UCAT. And don't be discouraged if you're doing really badly, because this is the section that everyone does really, really badly in, so don't worry. If anything, is testing your resilience and your peace and not being worried and anxious and stressed. So if you get exam anxiety, really like practice, like go to the library to do your UCAT. So thanks for watching this video on verbal reasoning. I hope that you find it really useful. Hopefully I've included some more niche things that will help you in your verbal reasoning section. Make sure to check out Medify. They are the world leader in UCAT preparation, as we all know, and my link in the description. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.